They say in their childhood, Lord Rama, when he used to go to Lord Vishwamitra's ashram for his education, they used to reach there through Sarayu Nadi. That is his entire childhood. They used to use a boat, Lord Rama and his brothers, using Sarayu Nadi to reach Lord Vishwamitra's ashram and coming back to Ayodhya. So that was like the borderline between Ayodhya and the ashram. In fact, the story which is mentioned in every granth, every book, every epic which has been based on Hindu mythology, that when Lord Rama wanted to finally leave this earth and incarnate or go back to heaven, but without losing his body, he used Sarayu Nadi to find that moksha. He used Sarayu Nadi to adapt and get moksha. After losing Sita Ma, Lord Ram had this feeling that there's now nothing left for him. First, he was in rage, he was in anger, he wanted to destroy the world. This was the first time Lord Rama ever got angry in his entire life. But then he calmed down. And now he wanted to attain moksha and leave the earth and go to heaven. He also had this blessing that he doesn't have to leave his body behind. He started walking towards Sarayu Nadi, and the entire Ayodhya followed him. The entire Ayodhya reached the Sarayu Nadi banks, and that's where they stopped. Now, there are two stories. First story says that the entire Ayodhya Nagari, that is all the people of Ayodhya, along with Lord Rama, at the banks of Sarayu Nadi, started meditating and then got moksha. And that's from there, all their bodies and souls went to heaven. Another story says that all the people who were following Lord Rama stopped at the bank of Sarayu Nadi. Lord Rama left his slippers, took a boat, and started paddling in the Sarayu Nadi. All the people from Ayodhya left back at the Sarayu Nadi banks were sitting there with joined hands looking at Lord Rama go away. Lord Rama, when reached the middle of Sarayu Nadi, joined his hands and asked for moksha. And his soul, along with his body, went to heaven. And waiting for him to come back, all the people of Ayodhya were still at the banks of Sarayu Nadi. And that's where they all found moksha. That is, they all waited and waited and waited for Lord Rama to come back until they all reached him. That is the place where he already went. So that's why Sarayu Nadi has such an important place in all our Vedic culture, in all our granths, in all our books. And hence the story goes, all the sinners who take a dip at Sarayu Nadi, who do puja at Sarayu Nadi, the Saryu rises at Sarmul, which is located in the extreme north of the district Bageshwar of Uttarakhand, on the southern slope of a ridge of the Nandakot. It flows through the Kumaon Himalayas, passes by the towns of Kapkot, Bageshwar and Seraghat before flowing into the Sharda river at Pancheshwar. In the epic Ramayana, Sri Rama, along with the residents of Ayodhya, went to Vaikunthlok from this river and became deities in heaven afterwards. That's the myth, that's the story. Some people say it's a fact, some people say it's a story. Whatever you believe, but Saryu Nadi gives you peace, relaxation, and serenity. The name is the feminine derivative of the Sanskrit root sar, to flow, as a masculine stem, which means air, wind, that which is streaming. Sarayu is also the name of the river that flows by the fictional town of Malgudi, created by the Indian writer R.K. Narayan. Sarayu is the name given to the personality personification of the Holy Spirit in the shack created by the American novelist William P. Young. They get rid of all their sins. Lakhs of Hindu people, lakhs of people who follow Hindu religion every year come to Ayodhya. And their main reason is they want to do a puja at the Ganga Ghat and also at the Saryu Nadi. Because Saryu Nadi is the place where Lord Rama got moksha. So the people believe if a god can get moksha from this river, we are still barely humans, so we too can. That's the myth, that's the story. Some people believe it, some don't. But still, the legend continues. Ayodhya in itself is a beautiful place. Now, if you'll visit Ayodhya, Ayodhya has too much of history, too many stories. Every corner has a different story. Every block of Ayodhya has a different history. And everywhere you go to Ayodhya, you'll find very nice, warm, friendly people who'll happily tell you those stories and share a meal with you. And everyone will tell one story for sure, which is common, and that is Saryu Nadi. That's why everyone says, whenever you visit Ayodhya, do go to Saryu Nadi. In the night, if you go to Saryu Nadi's banks, it's very quiet. You can't see anything. It's dark. It's silent. It's quiet. But still, you will hear noises. I experienced it myself. You'll hear noises, you'll hear sounds. And if you'll talk to a local saint over there who sleeps there or sits there, he'll say, these are the souls of the Ayodhya people who never left Saryu Nadi. Because for them, this is heaven. Because this is where Lord Rama found moksha. So for them, there is no heaven but this. And hence their souls are still there around at Saryu Nadi.